Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a collective message. We'll see just whatever comes out in this. By the way, throughout later on today and especially into tonight, I'll be putting out quite a few zodiacs. So just stay tuned for that. I know I was mostly away yesterday, so today we get to get caught up, and I'm super excited because we're headed into our full moon tomorrow, so we need to get all the zodiacs a message between now and tomorrow. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and it's not necessarily this is a full moon message, but I just want to give a tip of the hat to the strawberry moon. So we shall look, this could be a time of great abundance. It's a time that things are supposed to be ripening. There should be some positive energy around this. Hi, everybody. Great to see you. We have a Three of Wands in the reverse and the Knight of Wands sideways. Three of Wands in the reverse. This is present time, present day. Knight of Wands, I know, can get a bad rap for being player energy, but it could just be passionate energy that is shared because this card is sideways, not in the reverse. This feels like it's not time to look too far in the future. It's definitely not time to be paying attention to the past. It's being present, and then hopefully to pour energy into something much more positive, something creative, this could be a time where somebody is bursting with creative ideas and they're like, you know what? I got to do this. Good job. Sorry, that Aries was letting me know. He protected the universe. Aries is here. If anybody wonders, he is here for us. We have a Two of Cups. It could be a time for hearts to blossom, hearts to open. Full moons tend to be great times to release things. It can also be a time of like wild and craziness. But if we channel it into something positive, expressing our hearts, expressing how we really feel, expressing our higher energies, that could be amazing. Could somebody do something wild and crazy? Like, I'm going to suddenly tell this person that I love them? Sure. This could be that time where a character is ready to go ahead and just say how they really feel. There's a song trying to bust on into my brain. By the way, I just want to point out that she's got kind of like her third eye super activated. And then we've got this Nine of Swords in his heart. By the way, I want his amulet so freaking bad. And I want his little epaulets or whatever that is. I want that too, his cape. We've got kind of a space cowboy thing going on here. I dig it. He's got some powerful spiritual abs. Okay, so his gut instinct is what we're going to focus on and what's emanating from his heart, but he's super nervous. This is somebody super nervous. The masculine in this story, which again, please bear in mind, this could always be a same-sex couple, reverse gender roles. I don't care about genders, but for right now, we're going to say she's all about like, I'm opening up to love, my Two of Cups, sharing an energy, sharing a life with somebody. And he's over here saying, oh man, I'm so nervous. My gut instinct tells me I need to follow my heart. I'm hearing that song. Is it Boys Don't Cry? Is that the band? I want to be a cowboy and you can be my cowgirl. Riding through the range. I got my boots dusty. We get the Five of Wands. God, thinking and thinking, round and round and round. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say that right about this full moon timeline. And, the full moon energy is kind of like the day before, the day of, and the day after is like the most prominent energy. So these two are definitely like cracking open their hearts, their thoughts, their minds. They could be having more like open connection in the 5D realm than is typical. They could be feeling each other's energy, thinking round and round and round. Certainly on the masculine side, he's analyzing, thinking, should I do this? Analyzing again, thinking, should I do this? His brain is definitely circulating her. And then check this out. Is this not the most appropriate card? We literally have a 10 of Pentacles. We have the two of them standing there facing each other in front of the full moon. And this card was sideways, so we know that they're sharing it, right? That's how I interpret. Well, there's two different ways I interpret sideways cards. This is just the way I am. I'm not any traditional tarot card reader or psychic. I do things my way as a storyteller, and that's how it speaks to me. So I'm going to say that Wow, that couldn't be more clear that the two of them are very much, I want to say, like their thoughts are tumbling around and around. And, if you think of like a wheel on a bicycle or a wheel on a car, sometimes it's down making, connection to the road. And then other times, it's up in the air. And depending on how fast something is spinning, it can feel like, you're flicking mud off your wheels or something, or you're spinning and getting yourself deeper into a groove, like in the event you're getting stuck in mud or snow or something. Or you can, grab purchase, you can grab traction. I feel like in this storyline, his brain is spinning, spinning, spinning. Hers might be a little bit more like, oh, I can just move forward with this. I'm not stuck in the mud at all. If I love this person, if I feel like my heart's open to this person, I'm just purely projecting that outward. I'm thinking these beautiful thoughts at them. I'm in an open-hearted space. He seems to be getting a little bit stuck in the mud, spinning his wheels a bit too much. Let's ask why. Why is this a little tougher for him right now? 10 of Pentacles upright. So we just got a double 10, right? They're both thinking about what it would be to be together. But what's crazy is he's spinning his wheels because it's like, honestly, I think he makes this so serious in his head. If this is what he wants the whole family with her. He wants the entire life with her. The more we care about the outcome of something, the more anxiety and stress we'll sometimes have about it, right? You want that job interview to go really well. So now you're, palms sweaty, mom spaghetti. You're M&M'ing your way through it. You only got one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You got to lose yourself in the moment. I'm not mocking it. Love the song. Love M. 5 of Swords upright. He is saying this is one of the most important connections I could ever have. And I am so worried about a fight. Why are you worried about a fight? I don't get it. Temperance, because I so want to have peace. Yes, I get that, but why worry about a fight? 3 of Cups. Sorry, they all have no clothies on and they're all wearing sunglasses. And there's like this fog machine that's been spitting out all this rainbow colored fog that is floating around them. But still, sorry, since they don't have clothes on, I still cover them up with my fingers. But if there's a worry in his mind that either approaching or reapproaching is maybe the word I should use, will bring up the question mark of where you've been, who you've been with. You're here to have a 10 of Pentacles with me, but where you been all this time? If he's worried about knocking on her door and asking for, I want to have harmony with you. And it's like, sure, but who have you been harmonizing with prior to this? I don't love the fact that we have a 3 of Cups sideways. Just because why isn't it just a 2 of Cups? Why do we have a 3rd energy in this? 10 of Wands in the reverse, the Lovers in the reverse. I definitely feel like this is one of those stories where he's like, but now I want you. I want this. I want to be with you. I'm sure about this now, but he's very nervous that once upon a time he didn't choose her. Once upon a time he intentionally did not choose her. Okay, let's shift over to her for just a second, because remember, her heart is super open and she's like, from that third eye, she's sending out the vibe that, you know what, universe, and she got this big old grin. She's projecting like, I am so open to connecting with my 2 of Cups person, but does she think of him as her 2 of Cups? Or is she out here just saying, universe, whomever my 2 of Cups is, bring them to me? 8 of Cups, Page of Wands in the reverse. She is not thinking about them. Not at all. She is not sending love, emotions, the feeling for, she doesn't even have a spark. I don't even think she thinks it could be them. Here we go with that moon again, full moon up in the sky. She's in this really positive mindset, almost like she senses that there's a 2 of Cups relationship somewhere not too far away from her. And she's just kind of open to, universe, I'm filled with love. I know my person's out there. For some reason, I can almost picture me standing across from a very lovely person who is going to be a great match for me. She does not see it as him, though. She's just sensing something about this full moon. You know, this is the strawberry moon. The Algonquin Indians and Lakota and Ojibwa and Dakota, they all called it like the strawberry moon. Others called it the berries ripening moon. Most of our full moon names, they all come from Native American cultures because they, you know, live so closely in connection with those moons. And, you know, it was considered to be a time of like wonderful abundance because, you know, there's this early harvest of strawberries, and those, you know, sweet, wonderful berries are such a wonderful thing. So it should be a time of great happiness. And I feel like she's tapping into that. That explains a lot about why she's in such a beautiful mood, fully embracing this whole sweet berry harvesting, like ready to have juicy, sweet, good things, love, believing in positive things, because there's bountiful energy around her and harvest energy around her. But for him, he's in a ton of stress. She does not have any clue that it's him. She's walked away from that a long time ago, I'm thinking. I mean, we're talking maybe 8 months, maybe 8 years. She doesn't even hold this hope or this spark of like, maybe someday he'll come back in and, you know, try to heal things with me. We've got, you know, got an aid worker here. She doesn't imagine that that would be the case. So she's kind of like, no, I'm just aware that there's great people in this earth and I'm ready to meet someone who's wonderful. I kind of feel like I'm close to that anyway. Temperance is here. She's very peaceful. Remember, one of the things that he's freaking out about is he wants to go knock on her door, and he's hoping, instead of having a fight, that he can step into her very peaceful, very warm, wonderful world. She is in a warm, wonderful energy. She may be doing some meditating. She may be sending out good vibrations. I definitely feel like this is a feminine. By the way, she could have dark hair. She could be somebody who's quite spiritual. She could be somebody who is very good at like sending out positive vibes, not only for herself, but, you know, soothing energy for the world. She may be very tapped into like the peace that is needed right now. And I think if that's her energy flow, she's a master at it. Number one, I feel like she can do a lot of good with, like, she may be particularly excellent at smiling at strangers, you know, making people feel seen, communicating with people in her community that, you know, this is the person who says hi to their neighbors so that people don't feel isolated. This is the feminine who knows that if you're going to make the world a better place, you actually need to connect with other human beings. You need to make people feel like humans. You need to actually be present. She's very present, and I feel like she's very, very genuine. Damn, we need a lot more of her. This feels so good, and it feels like that's what she's exuding right now. We have the sun. She literally like makes people feel better after interacting with them. She seeks positive interactions. She creates positive interactions, and there is something where I do feel like she kind of moves through life kind of like your favorite song, you know? Other people, I think, feel better after she has, like sunlight, you know, they feel warmed after she passes through their life. And she's in a particularly amazing energy right now. Maybe it's because, look, there are times where we answer the call when the world needs more positivity. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make people feel more seen, more loved. I feel like she's very much like, this is the way she combats negativity, is she actually makes sure that she does it reverse. Super amazing vibes here, which could be why she's particularly like attracting somebody into her life right now. But for her, she doesn't imagine it would be somebody from her past. She's under the impression it is nobody from her past because she doesn't think about her past. Wheel of Fortune. She got these dreams in a jar. She got a dream catcher overhead. She got all these stars in the night sky. She has a lot of different ideas. And for her, I would say this. It's always going to be a positive Wheel of Fortune for her, because when you have lots of ideas, lots of dreams, lots of interests, lots of hobbies, lots of things that you could focus on in life, it means, look, maybe today I can't pursue this one dream, but don't worry, I've got 10 others and I can move forward on some other dream. I feel like she's a very active-minded person. This Wheel of Fortune for her is like every day's kind of got a way she can win, because she doesn't have just one thing that's important to her. She has many. Definitely a big-hearted person. And I said before, I'm picturing like a wheel. You know, I said that at the beginning, and sure enough, we have that Wheel of Fortune. Now that is specifically on her side. Okay, so we got a pretty detailed snapshot of who she is. But in regards to dealing with him, it does feel like during this full moon, he is more drawn to her energy than ever. I don't know what that means. We see you nervous. We see you wanting to knock on her door. We see you wishing to be in her world. We have the Lovers upright. Remember, once upon a time, and the real reason he's so worried is he did not pick her before. He did not. He intentionally chose not to choose her. He chose somebody else instead of her. This is the big concern, the big worry, the big, like, he expects an anger or a fight, but his heart is like, I can't help it. I have to return to her. Well, I guess, why did you not choose her before? Inspiration of Pentacles. Look, this is the Page of Pentacles. This is somebody who was barely starting to write a chapter into their life. He may have been at the beginning point of needing to, like, learn a new lesson, transform, change something, move into some chapter of his life that he had not yet explored. This, and we got little poisonous mushrooms down there, by the way. And then we've got this Action of Pentacles, which is very slow moving. I don't usually, on an Action of Pentacles, I wouldn't usually put a timeline on it, but because of the three very obvious, like, rolling hillsides of wheat, I always think it's like 3 years, because this is our slowest moving night. I feel like it's been at least 3 years. Either he met her and it was at a moment where maybe she inspired him to start, reconsidering the way he's been living his life. There's something about he needed to turn the page over and start writing a new, like, life sequence for himself. But he needed to, like, how in these storytellings, I try to set the stage so we know what our characters are. Who are we talking about? What are they doing? Why are they doing these things? What are their motives? What is there to consider? What could they maybe do differently? That's kind of the way I try to, just because that's the way my brain operates. Like, that's what I want to know. If I'm going to meet a character, who are you? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? Let me try to understand you. And then, what else could have happened? Or what else might they still choose to do different? And I think that he had to get to that point too. If he was shifting gears in his life, he has to figure out, who am I? What the hell am I doing? How am I going to do this different? Why am I doing this different? He obviously had something toxic to let go of, or there was the threat that there was something toxic that he could still either slide into, or maybe he was trying to distance himself from a very toxic lifestyle he'd already had. It takes time, just like it takes me, 17 minutes to set this story so we get an idea of what's happening and who they are and how they're feeling about stuff. So I would just say, it takes a couple pages. You got to write a few pages before you get into a story, right? That's maybe what he was doing, was shifting a pattern in his life and needing to actually get in the groove. So he didn't choose to be with her. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. He totally let her go, because in this case, instead of holding on to her, and you see this little squirrel's hands, and he's like tucking acorns into the hollow of the tree, like, I'm going to save these for later, right? That's what little animals do. They store stuff for the winter months. You can't store people, though. We you don't vacuum seal us and tuck us in the freezer for a later date. To his credit, we could say maybe he actually knew that. I can't hold on to her, so he totally let her go. Did you go date other people? Because we had that Three of Cups sideways. Three of Wands. It's weird, because it's like, I always pictured I'd maybe still get a chance with her. I looked toward the future, but you just dodged my question, didn't you? Yeah. Seven of Pentacles. I said, did you go date other people? And it's like, again, he answers, I've been trying to grow so that I could have a future maybe still with her. Okay. Did you date other people? I feel like I'm talking to a politician that will not ever answer, which is all of them. So we have got the Inspiration of Wands sideways. Yeah, kind of. I mean, not really, because I just dated him, but like, I was always thinking about the future with her. Kind of. Okay, slimy answer. Slimy because they won't answer, and then they do, and they want to not admit, well, it wasn't really meaningful. I don't love it. That's sorry. I don't love it. I don't love the dodging, and I don't love the weak answer on that. Own your behaviors, dude or dudette. Own your behaviors. Life force energy upright. That they're trying to me, this character is trying to say, you know what, I was working on myself mostly, trying to learn what I had to become a better version of myself. But you know, obviously you can say you're working on yourself, but you push away somebody that you still want to be with and then go and superficially date other people. That feels like I don't know. I guess I question. It's like, well, my heart was loyal to her. I wanted to be with her, but then I messed around with other people while I was, you know, developing myself. And I'm like, maybe you should have just developed yourself instead of using other people to practice with or whatever this is. I don't know. I'm being a little harsh on this character, but this is a break from what they claim they're doing. And remember, the reason I'm pushing on this topic is because they are the ones who are so nervous. They are the ones who think that they're going to be facing her and she's going to be really mad at them. And one of their major concerns is there was a third party and I didn't choose you. I didn't choose you. I chose other parties. So you know, they're the ones who already set the tone for their own nervousness surrounding this. You know, here's the thing. She's in this really beautiful vibe though, right? We've got this feminine who's like all love, feeling good things coming into her world. So let's just go ahead and ask, during this full moon, we can see she's in an amazing energy. What does that mean for her? If they do pop back into her world, what is that going to mean for her? 8 of Wands, conversation. Cool. Hey, let's chit chat. How you been? She does not seem to be, you know, having any difficulty. We do have her lying a little bit because although she may be really friendly to them and listen to them and communicate with them, this still says she's worlds apart from them. She may not be saying some other things that are on her mind, which are like, oh, that's disappointing. Like maybe there's a piece of her that did secretly hold on to, like, I wonder if anything would really happen with them someday. But if she starts communicating with them, she's going to act like everything's fine. But I think she's holding back the fact that there was a hope that maybe at some point they'd actually be on the same page. But I think she's realizing possibly that they're worlds apart. Like, you've had a new beginning. So have I. Great. I'm glad you altered things, but I'm realizing I probably am going to hold back from them. I don't think she's saying it. I definitely don't think she's saying anything rude to them. She just comes across as somebody who's going to be like, she's wearing this acorn hat, which means she has definitely stored memories of this. Like, this day was probably going to come. She probably always knew she'd hear from them again, but she's very unattainable to them at this point. They might be getting the complete wrong impression that, wow, I'm going to be able to get back into her life. She's extremely unattainable with the Hermit's energy. And I think it's precisely because they come back in to talk to her and she's very cordial. But I think in her mind, there's like, oh, that's too bad. They definitely aren't my person. But she doesn't say anything rude. She doesn't tell them to get lost. She just has a cordial conversation, acts like it's all good. But I think she's withdrawn from them energetically pretty substantially by the end of the conversation. And they're having the exact opposite opinion. I think I've got a chance. I think that I'm going to be able to get her back. I'm so sorry. I just don't see it. She actually, this might be a bit of like, it could be kind of a wound that she has to then go kind of like rest and heal a little bit, you know, like, oh, that stings. That's not so nice. You know, I just, 5 of Swords, there is some energy of like, damn, this did sting. She has to like deal, they put a damper on her otherwise awesome energy somewhere around this full moon. But 5s are numbers of change also. She goes through the energy of it. She talks cordially. She recognizes some things. She withdraws her energy. And then she kind of quietly processes. It sucks. It kind of stings. What does she do after that? Because I think what we're seeing for her is that there's closure. Ace of Wands. She's fully, so this is actually a very cathartic full moon. She's fully ready to turn the page, and she's like, you know what? I do have a Two of Cups out there. And if there was anything that I was secretly still holding on, because remember that acorn hat that she had? If she, and even here with the Seven of Swords, you notice how she's like this serpent who's clutching her egg. There's always a sense of secret desperation, or secretly, you know, I've still held this maybe in my mind. I've held this close to my heart. There's her acorn hat. Maybe she always kind of wished, you know, if ever everything was better, maybe I would be with that person. But I think she's realizing there's no way she possibly could. And although it stings, it only stings for a minute or two, maybe for 4 hours. Maybe she takes a nap, wakes back up and says, I am so ready to turn the page. This was a cathartic ending for me that I didn't know I needed. I didn't realize there was a little piece of me that still clung to the idea of, I wonder if it'll be them. I feel like this is a feminine fully releasing any potential of ending up with them. And I do think in this storyline, I'm thinking that the nail in the coffin was exactly the thing that he was so scared of. She's going to find out that I pushed her away, but then I was able to go out and, you know, superficially date other people that I want to dodge and pretend that it didn't really matter, so maybe it shouldn't count. I think it counts more than ever because of the scenario. You pushed me away, you weren't ready, but then you went out with other people. That Three of Cups, the Three of Cups card is the nail in the coffin. Now they thought she'd be mad over it. Instead of being mad, she's just over it. And I think that that's the best energy. I'm so glad that this is not one of those where it's like, okay, sure, I'll take you back. I'm kind of glad because it just kind of seems like there's other people out there for her. She's so aware of this. She might even be subconsciously aware that she always knew that she'd hear from them again, and it would finally give her the closure that she needed. This is her realizing. I don't think she's like closing the curtains on this. I think she's realizing, oh my God, my intuition is amazing. I realized someday this would all be wrapped up. I think she already knew there was a very good reason she wasn't with them in the first place. I think they weren't really a good match for her. She may have inspired them to make some changes in their life. Obviously, they have all this emotion for her, but at the same time, I think she knows her future is with somebody else. In this story, I do not see her taking them back. I see them wanting to get back with her. I just don't see, I think this is the thing that lets her know, now I can confirm I got the closure I needed. They're not my person. And we got the sailing ship. It's very much she's ready for the next chapter. And again, we got that moon peeking out. This is a lot of like massive shifting energy, you know, reconnecting with somebody of the past. They want love again. She's getting closure. She's ending it. And she's totally connected to her intuition. That's a lot to happen during just one single full moon. And she's starting this next chapter of her life. So I think she's kind of spot on with the idea that her Two of Cups is out there. This is the first step in that journey for her meeting the right person. But she did have to first clear this obstacle, which was them, because there was a secret part of her that still held on to the idea of what if it's still supposed to be them. But I kind of think she always knew it wasn't going to be. I think she always knew this person isn't the kind of either loyal partner that I would want, or there's somebody who was, I don't know. There's nothing here that really says that they would be a good match for her even now. To me, it's because here's what I didn't track for me. If it's like, well, I was always thinking about her. I always believed I'd end up with her. I was always working on myself so I could be with her. But in the meantime, I was screwing other people. But, you know, it didn't really matter. I pushed her away. I didn't choose her, but I wanted to go out and make myself better for her. By falling into bed with other people, I don't know. That I don't get it. So that's just me being my own judgy self. You can judge me for that. But that story, that character, that behavior. But I love her. It kind of feels like, remember, they love her, but this is still the Lover's card. Lover's card is always a choice. I don't know that this person has that much of a loyal heart, all said and done. I think that they have a loyal heart when it suits them for the thing that they want at the time, but I don't see them matching with her. And for her, this was the freedom she needed from this. She needed that final conversation. She needed the truth, and she's not upset over it. She's just moving forward. I see her going in a whole different direction with that Fool card. Does she end up, I'm going to say, does she end up with somebody soon? My God, she does. We literally have somebody else showing up in her world. We have the Lovers card. How ironic is it? So we've had the Lovers 3 times, right? We've had it twice on their side. Once when they chose not to choose her, once when they finally come around because now they want to choose her, and once when she chooses somebody else. So this whole storyline, if we were going to say, what is the story really about? It's really about choice. It's about the fact that we all have choices to make, and we should make the choice for the person that we actually want to be with, and not maybe compromise that. I think this is why it's the Wheel of Fortune is really here. She's going for the happiest life she can possibly create. She wants to foster good relationships, equality, balance, joy. She's pretty clear on who she is, what she wants to achieve, what kind of life she wants to have, what kind of partnership she wants to have. And I think she steps up and proves that by being able to let go of them, like fully and completely, to be able to let go of them and be willing to step into a whole new direction. And I think that's exactly why she does meet someone. This is this is a lot. This is a lot to have happen in the span of like possibly 3 days. Hearing from an ex, facing what the past was, letting them go, having 4 hours of nap time, releasing any like unexpected hurt, pain, wound that this, revelation about what they've been up to and all this time brings to her, then completely releasing it, opening her heart back up to say, universe, I'm totally open, clear, and clean. It's like, those etch a sketches when you shake them and all of the little drawings are removed and you can start fresh again. That's where she's at, clean slate. And the universe is like, great, because we got this awesome bluebird who's going to be passing through your area. And I kind of think you're going to be really attracted to him. He's going to be somebody new who pops into your world. This could be a past life soulmate, somebody she can really have balance with. They could be somebody, I don't know if she's thinking about moving or if there's been a question mark in her mind of, travel or this and that. It could be very crazy serendipitous. Whomever this new person is who seems to come into her world very, very soon, like within 48 hours of her wrapping up this thing and letting go of that ex of the past, I feel like she meets somebody within like 48 hours. And they could fit into her world in such a unique way that it couldn't be more like she had to be in the right place at the right time, wearing the right clothes, have the wind had to be the certain wind speed, like everything just is clicking in such a unique way. And I really feel like it's going to be such a gift to her that she didn't try taking back an ex that wasn't the right person for her. Even if they're the right person for her now, if there's something she's unable to get beyond, she's not going to take them back. She's going to go for the new. Whomever the new person is, they're incredibly truthful. This is a King of Swords. They don't compromise the truth. They're very honorable, very dignified. And I say that because he's a samurai. So talk about living by a code, right? There's something that I feel like maybe he's liked her for a while and he's just now stepping into her world. Maybe he's coming back to town. Maybe this is somebody that she knew once upon a time, but he moves back to town, bumps into her, and it's like, oh my God, this is my person. This King of Swords, somebody so truthful, somebody so different than the person of her past. Look, the person of her past doesn't look like a villain. The person of her past looks like someone they conveniently were a bit unscrupulous. They have a way, when I kept asking, so wait a second, person of the past, were you dating other people after you shoved her away, but then were you dating other people? And twice they didn't want to answer. I was always intending to be with her someday. It was a seed I was planting, so maybe I could be with her later. But there was no faithfulness from them, which made me really question. So it kind of sounds like you did try to put her on layaway, but you gave yourself the freedom of being able to go run around with other people, but said, yeah, but in my mind, I always thought I was going to be with her. That kind of makes it worse, I think, because it means that they were using other people while keeping her on their mind. But then they had also sneakily freed themselves up from her by breaking it off with her because, I can't give her anything right now. now I can go sleep with other people, but then claim I'm really just only wanting her someday when I'm good enough. You see how I feel like this person bends, like the, it should be straightforward. You want to make yourself a better person for that person, then that's what you should be doing. Instead, they're out there sleeping with other people, but pretending like they're a hero, because I was always having her on my mind. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I just can't. That doesn't track for me, but it didn't track for our character in this either, because look at the man she ends up with. Someone who has a creed that they live by, someone who has honor, someone who has clarity of thought and mind, someone who doesn't muddy the waters with like lawyer-esque loopholes so they can still worm out and weasel out and do that, but then still come back in and act like, but I really am, I was always thinking about you, baby. I just always wanted to be with you. I just had to let you go because I couldn't give you what you deserved. Yeah, I was screwing other people, but I always thought of you, baby. That's what I got out of this. And that's why I was like, I am sorry. I couldn't hide how much I disliked that aspect. I didn't want to sweep that under the rug. It just didn't work. So anyway, that's just I'm glad that she ends up with somebody so much more honorable. And I'm so glad in this storyline that I think this was really a story of like, know who you are, know what you want, and really be that person. If you need to have loopholes to be able to try to get what you want, then maybe take a look at that and consider how you're behaving, because it doesn't come across real well. It doesn't translate too well. They came across as pretty shystery is what it seemed like to me. But in any case, they don't end up with the girl. In this storyline, they don't end up with the girl. The girl ends up with a way better man. So sorry, but that's how it looks to me. And I think that's what she had to be brave enough to make the choice, though, to do some deep thinking about what was okay with her and what was not, and not accept what she didn't want. So it was very much up to her at the end of the story as to who is she also. This is one of those stories where it asks characters to go deep into themselves, because ultimately, who's in charge of our lives? We is. So who are we, and what do we care about, and what do we want? And then if our actions follow what our heart really feels, it kind of seems like we get a life that's more authentic for ourselves and maybe end up in happier places. So I'm going to leave that one there. Karen, thank you, Angel. You were so sweet. Thank you, hun. Courtney Jade, good to see you. San Juanita, you're adorable. I love that, Courtney Jade. Delinda, wonderful to see you. V Van Hun, thank you for being here, love. Hi, Dunks. G, thank you again, Ginger Montague. Hi, Visa XVX. Oh my God, Karen, you angel. Thank you so much. Visa XVX, if you did not know this, Karen just gifted you a membership. So you are now a member courtesy of Karen. Just so you guys know what that means is when you are a member, every Monday is our members corner. So every Monday, sometimes even though it's late, I always still get the video out on Monday, but I might be doing the live like I was last night over on Tarot Dog. It like spanned from Monday night into Tuesday early morning because it was so late. But every Monday, that is when I go live and I do storytelling. Usually on this channel, you guys get the chance to vote on a trio of topics. So watch for the members only polls. Then once a month, we also go live and we do a members only session where I do card pulls for members for 2 hours. Also every week I do pick a weekly winner. And then for members, depending on where your birthday is, if you're a June baby, comments are left on in the members section. So if you watch Monday's video, you have the opportunity to let me know if your birthday is in June, because I pull a happy birthday card or two for you also. So whatever month your birthday falls in is the month that we'll do that. But yeah, so anyway, that's kind of what we do in the members corner. If you didn't know, now you know. So welcome, Visa XVX. Thank you again, Karen. That was so sweet of you. Sunflower, Moonflower, hey, honey. Thank you. Hi, Weavy. That's cute. Annie S., wonderful to see you. Oh, Insa Mom, you're perfect, hun. You're perfect. I'm glad you made it. Angelina Davina, thank you. Esoteric M, thank you for being here. You're so sweet. Thank you. Timothy Gorman, hi. Thank you for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I so appreciate you guys. Hi, Queen Bee. Jamie Jean Art, thank you for the rose. Hi, Michelle. Terry A. Ken Ramey, great to see you. Love that. Miss Moody, hi. Fee's Mystic Faith, hi. I haven't said hi to you in ages, honey. Thanks again. Nor A, Gloria, shout out to you in Vegas. Love Vegas. Sarah J, happy Taco Tuesday to you also. Hi, Crystal Cassidy. Hi, Tasha. D. Rogers. Ambiently Me. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Heather. Oh, right back to you, love. Thank you for the positivity. SKE 80. Rare Lestrange. Great to see you. You're perfect, honey. Hello. Lori Jankowitz. Lily. Broken Beef for Bliss. Heidi Gilmore. Crystal Suzanne. Hi, sweetheart. Carl Fike. Great to see you. Danny D. 369. Hi, 10. High 5. Hi, Lulu. Nicole. Spiritual Serenity. Wonderful to see you. B1985, you were first in the house, honey. Thanks for being here. Hi, Robin, Lisa, The Light, AC. Hey, hey. Nicole. All right, you guys. Thanks again. I will see you guys. I'm going to bounce over to Tarot Dog and do a video over there. And then I will be gone, but I'll be back this afternoon and evening, okay? And we'll get a bunch of zodiacs done. For reals. Yesterday was a very epic day. You can tell I'm kind of sunburned right now because I had some big life stuff that I had to attend to, and it ended up being many hours outdoors in the sun. But you know what? A big project got wrapped up. So, and in the nick of time. So it worked out, but I am definitely like feeling kind of crispy today. So anyway, but today is not such an intense day. So I will be able to get back and get some stories done. Kristen Alphabet, hi, honey. So good to see you. I can't believe it's Tuesday already either. Thank you so much. Phase Mystic Faith, thank you. That is so sweet. Dawn Divine, definitely. My intention is to get all zodiacs done between tonight and tomorrow morning because we have to, because we got full moon messages. So we don't have a choice. We got to buckle down now. Grab the popcorn. All right, you guys, I'll see you over on Tarot Dog. If you want to join me there, we'll do a live. And then this evening will be devoted to a bunch of zodiacs. All right, bye, you guys. Courtney J, thank you. I feel red like a lobster, but I'm glad that I don't look as red as I actually am. It's probably the lighting is hiding the sunburn. Bye.